Welcome back, Nick Lenz, Comic Corner Classics / Non-Classic. This episode 978 and Doubleshot number 872. I got two trades here from the company called Zenescope. Those who don't know what this company, well, probably never heard of this company. Yeah, it's not been around for very long. Unlike, let's say, Marvel or DC or IDW or even Dark Horse or Image. This has only been around since 2005. Yeah, that's not a joke. It seriously has been around since 2005. Yep. Founded by two guys named Joe. Actually, one of them actually has one of the trades here. Joe Barusha and one other guy. Ralph Tessito, I guess his name is, right? Yeah, Ralph Tessito. Yeah, these two guys basically founded the company. Now, what Zeoscope does is that they take classic fairy tale books and basically make them a bit darker. Also, they have a tendency to change the gender of characters. And also make certain characters who are basically damsels in distress in classic stories, make them freaking badasses. And of course, they published a long-running Grimm Fairy Tale series, which still publishes every day, and has published 100 and almost 160 issues right now. But the series is not only known for telling darker versions of classic fairy tales, but also known for their pornographic style covers. Yep, that is pretty much what that's what the series is known for. That's one of its many things. That's one thing people tend to think of when we think of the Grimm Fairy Tales comic book. Now, these two books here are spin-offs of that, yes. That's one thing you can at least got praised by Zenescope, is that they have very good continuity, and they love expanding upon it. Aside from Joe Baruschi, who's wrote about almost all their freaking comic books that they published, along with one of the guys who wrote this book, yeah, they published, aside from main Grimm Fairy Tales book, there's been four other ongoing series published by Zenescope. You have one of which I have a trade for it here. There's also Grimm Tales of Terror, Robin Hood, yes, a character appears in one of the trades here, and Grimm Universe. Grimm Tales of Terror is still publishing right now. They just finished up the fourth volume of the series. Yeah, it's kind of like a 13-issue maxi series in a way, but they keep restarting number one because, well, they restart like every year. But the one series they had the trade for here, that's actually the second longest comic they published. Robin Hood was by far the fourth longest. Yeah, and currently, aside from the Grimm Fairy Tales comic book and Grimm Tales of Terror, there are no other ongoing series published by Zenescope. Excuse me. This book is kind of in a way their version of the Avengers in a way. Basically, you take a group of basically characters who are basically known for being badasses in the Grimm Fairy Tales universe and team up together. We have Realm Knights. Yeah, first the two miniseries featuring these characters. Yeah, there's also the Realm Knights one-shot, which sets up this miniseries. And then there's a miniseries that comes right after this one. This group is consisted of Cecilia Mathers, a.k.a. Snow White, Robin Hood. Yeah, that's her right there. Yeah, Robin Loxley is a woman in this universe. Yes, that's not a joke. We also have Red Riding Hood. Yes, and here's the thing about this woman. It's explained in the Red Riding Hood versus Robin Hood miniseries, which is 2 issues, by the way. Yeah, these two hate each other. Hey, this woman even guest starred for an issue of the Robin Hood ongoing series. We also have Nathan Cross, don't know much about him. Neptune, yes, the god of the ocean, and Van Helsing. You are thinking, Van Helsing. You mean Abraham Van Helsing? Nope. His granddaughter. Yep. Lisa Van Helsing. This is by Joe Barusha, who's one of the founders, like I said, one of the founders of Zenescope, along with Patrick Shan. Yes, Patrick Shan, who, like Joe Barusha, basically he has written about the same amount of period, almost like I would say for him, unlike in the case of Joe Barusha, who's written like about 99% of the comics published by Zenescope, Pat Shan has written about 80% of the comic books basically that has come out from them. Heck, they even had Chuck Dixon write a few miniseries. Mostly he wrote like one miniseries, like a couple of miniseries for Robin Hood, and he's written the last 2 or 3 for Van Helsing. Yeah, our first miniseries was called Helsing. Yep, and let me show up basically her Van Helsing herself. Yeah, this is her. Meet Lisa Van Helsing. That's her. You are thinking, The outfit kind of reminds me of what Harley Quinn wears. Yeah. Also, the hat. Gotta love this hat. Yeah, it's explained in the book. She actually made that hat herself. When Robin basically comments about her hat, she says, "Nice hat." She says, "Thank you. I made it myself." Yeah. Robin Hood, of course, is being in jail for being wanted for a series of murders, and being part of this group helps clear her name. Though this kind of helps set up the groundwork for her later on her eventual ongoing series, which lasts for about 2 years before it ends and has a conclusion in the Robin Hood Annual. Yeah, and also here's something interesting though about her universe. She had like two different love interests in her series. Maid Marian, of course. Yes, Maid Marian, which should they made into a lesbian in this universe. Oh yeah, and also Cinderella's in here, and she's a villain. Yes, Cinderella, the Dora princess, the rags to riches princess, is a villain in this universe. Yeah, and also she apparently, I read in the Xenoscope book, she apparently is responsible for the death of her stepsisters and her stepmother. Yeah, she's that evil. And later on she became a serial killer. Yeah, that's Xenoscope for you. Yeah. We also have in this series the first meeting between Liesel and Hades. Yep. This later led to a relationship between the two, a sexual one. And then after Hades died, she's like, screw it, I'm destroying all the supernatural stuff in this universe. Yep. But this miniseries is fantastic. Heck, the one shot here basically says that this group is really good. I kind of wish they made this an ongoing series because I love this concept. Basically, the various characters from the Fairy Tales universe teaming up. Now, if you're wondering where the heck happened, almost all these characters except one are still alive. Stella Mathers is not. She's dead. Yeah, her daughter basically is a starring character of the second volume of Grim Fairy Tales, which is done by Joe Persha. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. I love the chemistry between Van Helsing and Robin Hood. Yeah, these two will later fight each other in a miniseries called Van Helsing vs. Robin Hood, which Chuck Dixon wrote. It's really good. Next up we have is Wonderland Volume 4. And yeah, there's no subtitle with this one. This is actually the second longest running ongoing. This is the longest spin-off ongoing series from Grim Fairy Tales. Yep. This lasted for 50 issues. Yes, 50. And had like 4 years published before the start of this. Yep, from 2009 to 2020. I read one of them. Yeah, this book collects issues 16 to 20 of the Wonderland comic book. Yeah, I should point out though, before you get a chance to read this, you have to read the previous 3 volumes of this thing, along with all the other miniseries related to Wonderland, because you had to have been reading a lot of Wonderland. The Wonderland comic to understand what the heck is going on here. But basically, Alice herself basically is a mother, and Wonderland is kind of like an evil place in a way, not like the joyous stuff you see like in common and cartoons. Yeah, the Mad Hatter in here. Yeah, there is a Mad Hatter, and Cheshire Cat is a gigantic evil cat. And Mad Hatter is a woman called Madder Cat. Also, apparently in this universe, apparently the Mad Hatter was Alice's brother. I have no idea why. Yeah. But, yeah, this is still a pretty good miniseries, in case you're wondering. No, the character doesn't show up in here at all. Though, it's mostly just a mother and daughter just on the run from Wonderland. But it's basically a fun series. Though, they kind of kill her off. They kill off one of these two in a one-shot that basically came up here recently, kind of reestablished the status quo. Like reset the status quo in Wonderland. But this is still good. I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. It's just I recommend before you get a chance to read this, read Escape. I think it's like Escape Wonderland. There's Madness Wonderland. There's Alice Wonderland. There's like a bunch of Wonderland miniseries that come before this ongoing. About 3 of whom. Yeah, I think it's like Escape, Madness, and I think it's Return, Escape, Madness. There's also Alice Wonderland, which is part of this line of books. This series, and there's currently another miniseries in Wonderland right now. Yeah. But if you wonder who writes this miniseries, it is basically Raven Gregori and Pat Shand write this series, along with Well, it's actually just those two. Joe Burishman basically helped create this particular series, but mostly it's Raven Gagori and Pat Chan. Mm-hmm. With artwork by Anthony Spray. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also Pat Chan's the editor of this. Yep. But yeah, that's really it for this particular review. But yeah, two great Xenoscope books. I do recommend checking out Xenoscope, but there's a lot of stuff related to Xenoscope. I personally have not read everything published by Xenoscope. I've read small majority. I would say I've read about 40% of the comics published. I mean, I've been reading Xenoscope since like 2016. Yeah, but they are a great company for comic books. My friend Tivia, he actually does really enjoy this company's comic books. I do not know if my friend Edgar has ever read any Xenos comics. I mainly got introduced to these comics thanks to Chris Ventura from the Dark Adventure Comic Review, who's basically the leader of Comic Frontline. Yeah, he basically spoke about this series and how interesting it is. Like, he spoke how awesome this series is. I figured though, why not check it out? And I'm still not done with them yet. Well, Valiant, which was another one that started up, basically restarted back in 2012. That one I've read like other reasons. I've read pretty much almost everything that's published for like since 2012. Xenoscope, I'm not even there yet. Yeah, but it's gonna be taking me a while to get everything done. I'm still trying to get done all the one shots associated with like all the specials related to the main Grim Fairy Tales book, and I still haven't gotten done yet. Still got a while to go for that too. hmm So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my other videos coming to. My next video I'm going to do is Super. That'll be done soon. Okay? But do next view. Bye.